Logos 4.6 update, and I'm thrilled to bring this update to you. With Logos just releasing this last week, you're going to be one of the first to get trained on this technology. Tonight's topics are, we're going to talk about the new layout feature, the notes, some changes to the reading plan. We'll talk about some new features regarding hiding resources, talk a little bit about syncing version 2, and then the new wordless feature. Very exciting. Don't forget that we do webinars 3 times a month free, live, like this. The next one will be September 17th. That'll be the third Monday of the month. And that's going to be Christ in the Old Testament, part 2 of 2. Then the last the fourth Monday of the month, we'll be dealing with our 4 of the 5th part series on mastering your library. Very exciting. We did commentaries, we did dictionaries, lexicons, theology books. Now we're going to be focusing on sermons, illustrations, applications. And then starting the first of the month there at the top, October 1st, we'll be talking about how to train you to use Logos to develop a theology of missions. Very exciting. You can sign up once, and there at the link down below, LearnLogos.com/event. Don't forget, you'll be able to take this training home for $4.99. Now tonight I've got a special treat for you, but our normal webinars are $4.99. That's 50% off the $9.99 price. And then we also have the training CDs, DVDs, 50% off. Amazing, comprehensive, take you from scratch and make you an advanced user in no time. It's the most comprehensive training on the internet. All right, now, just a little bit about those training DVDs. We have 50% off, and that's $39.99, and that's for the DVDs only. You can save $5 more if you go with the DVD download only, or pay an additional $5 and you can get both. And very exciting. And then also, don't forget, we've got a ton of topic-based training videos. We're hitting the 75 video mark pretty soon. We've been doing this for over almost 2 years. That's over 200 hours of hands-on training. You can see there various topics that we've covered over the years. So if you're new to LearnLogos.com, there is a treasure trove of topics to be studied. And these are very targeted and will teach you not only how to use Logos, but also how to guide you in these topics for personal study and growth. And now LearnLogos has just about crossed the 200 hours of Logos 4 training. And we're continuing to add to that each month. So very excited. And Arva just wanted to make a point. She said, John, thanks so much for this webinar because it really keeps us up to date on the Logos 4 updates. Absolutely. And that's the purpose of this training company, is we have a ministry to make sure that you guys are getting the most out of Logos 4. If you something we're launching in the process of launching right now is mini seminars. We're going to come to a city near you. Our goal is to focus on small groups so the training can be more personal and also you can get more out of the training. And if you're interested in us coming to your city, simply email miniseminars@learnlogos.com and put in your subject line, put in your city and state, and that's all we need to know to begin our planning preparations. So very excited. And something I want to encourage all of you, that tonight is a bonus session and it will be free to download, and we'll make that available tomorrow evening. All you have to do to download it is just go to LearnLogos.com/4.6, and that link, when it's live tomorrow, will give you access to the product, which you then can download from the store. So I'm very thrilled to bring this to you, and I also will email all my customers. So anyone who's ever bought any product at LearnLogos.com will get tonight's training for free. So I just wanted to, I see a few yays and awesomes. That's good. All right, so let's begin with the first tool, and that's the new layout. All right, so let me go to Logos, and let's talk about this. Now, one thing that has always been kind of annoying, and you've all experienced this, I'm sure, is that you're in the middle of a study and you've got books open, you've turned to certain sections, you've got specific passages, and you're literally in the middle of something, and then what happens? It's time to go to bed, or you get called out, and most of us will either do one of two things. We'll go ahead and save a layout, and we'll do that. That would be the right thing to do, but now our layouts are huge and it's out of control. The other option is just close the thing down. Or Fallahee likes to say, or Logos crashes. Well, hopefully not too often. You must be on the Mac version. So Logos has implemented this new wonderful tool that keeps track of your last 10 layouts when you close, and that's the key. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you this. I'm going to go over to layouts and show you that Logos has already been doing this since I've done the layout. Now, the way you identify it is this. It says application closed, and you'll see that it makes a snapshot. And so here's the date today. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see closely that each one of these are different. Then I have yesterday. Let me keep track of these. So let's start from the top. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's number 8. 9, and I think when I turned this feature on, I hadn't got to 10 yet. So I've had 9 times that I have closed Logos down, and it took a snapshot of my current layout. So we can go ahead and click on that, which I'm going to do now, and Logos will bring up that last layout that I had on my screen when I exited Logos. So if you have a clean exit, you don't have a crash, that's important, Fallahee, then Logos will take a snapshot of that screen exactly how you have it laid out, and then when you re-log into Logos, just simply click Layout, go to that last snapshot, click on it, and you're good to go. And as Arva says, this will definitely come in handy, yes. And it'll also prevent you from creating unnecessary layouts here and so forth. Traditionally, and what I teach in the training videos is you'll be working in a particular workspace, and then what you'll do is you'll right-click and you'll choose Update to Current Snapshot. And that can be really handy when you're moving through a passage and so forth. But it's nice to know that you've got a backup. So consider both options as you're studying through with Logos Bible software. Okay, any questions on that? Here we go. Fallahee, how is it different than those labeled as snapshot? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, the snapshot is currently what you would have right now. So think of snapshot as the moment that you click on layout. When you click on layout, it's taking a snapshot right there. And notice that you can go in there and now you can begin to edit it. Okay. Now on these ones that have application closed, you can go in there and rename it as well. So don't feel that you're tied to using that name application closed. So snapshot represents that moment in time. And Tony asked the question, is this feature available on the iPad app? I don't believe so. I've got my iPad app right here, and they don't have any of these features. Now, I do know that it does remember the last thing you did and the last workspace, but I don't think it keeps track of the last 10. So at least if you had one there, your last time you opened and closed the app, it will remember that particular spot. So that'll be good there. And keep in mind, Tony, glad you brought up the iPad app. iPad is still a very light application compared to the Logos Bible software program. In fact, truly the iPad is just not robust enough to do all the things that the current version does. And but nevertheless, still very cool. And Diane jumped in and says, hey, the new update is cool. Absolutely. Okay, any other questions on the layout feature that I can answer for anyone? Devroz wants to know, do you have similar training or enter training for the Logos Android app? Unfortunately, I do not. I pretty much focus on the Logos Bible software and the iPad app, since those are the most majority. But for what it's worth, Devroz, the application is very similar in the Android. So you're just talking about a few different ways in which you may click a mouse or a certain spot on the screen, but mostly the app is exactly the same. So you could take advantage of that training for the iPad and be able to make that jump into the Android app. Great question. Okay, with no other questions, let's move now to the next one, which is the new Notes feature. Now, let me go ahead and click my Close All button, and let's go ahead and open Notes. Now, I'm going to click on File, and since we're here, I'm just going to type in Notes, just because when you type in Notes in the little search box, only your notes will appear, and that's pretty handy. And I'm just going to scroll to the top and just choose this particular one. Okay. Now, you'll notice that there are now 3 choices here at the top right. There's full, compact, and split. Let me start with full. And this has always been here. And this is the, think of this as the full view. It's vertical. You see you have the each section listed here. And then you have the note detail. And the way you can tell that is simply by clicking. There we go. There's the heading. And then here's the body. Okay, and you've also seen the compact view, which essentially makes it a very horizontal look. So here is the heading, and then just the beginning of the information that you have in your notes section. Okay, so you get a portion of a view of the body. Along comes with 4.6 the split screen. Now this is pretty neat because what you get over at the left is you still get your, I'm going to expand my notes here just to make it a little bit easier. You still get each of the headings, but what you notice is that they got this white space sitting over here. And very important that you remember that you need to click on a particular heading. Now what that's going to do is it's going to bring the information over to the right, so you're going to see the heading once again, and which is a little redundant, but at least it tells you where you're at. And then also you're going to get your note information. So this is the split screen look. And notice that as I change with each note, the heading then changes and I see the note content. And Arva jumps in and says, hey, I like that. And Tony want to know, are you using a PC or a Mac? I am currently using a Mac. Let's go ahead and just check that on the Mac real quick. I haven't had time to run through all the note capabilities, 4.6 on the Mac, but that ability is available in the Mac. So wonderfully working there very well. Okay, question Matt says, can you edit the note in the split screen? Yes, you can. So once you click on which object you want, which part of the note you want to edit, then the capabilities are no different than any other note. You've got your heading, you've got your notes, you can change the colors, you can change the symbols. All the full capabilities are there as they were. Logos is simply giving you the additional visual alternative. Robert has a question. Is it possible to show more than one heading at a time in the split? At this point, no. Only one heading is there. So if you want that, really you want the full view. And that's why I think Logos has now created these three views, because the combination of those pretty much gives you all your visual needs. However, if you have an idea, please feel free to suggest that to Logos. They love hearing ideas from customers. Orpheus says, can you reorder notes on the Mac version? At this point, yes, you can. Well, actually, let me see here. Let me move one around here. Yes, you can now. Let's go ahead and do that. What you can do is you can left click on the actual heading and then move it around. So this is a great little feature that you can now do. So that's very handy and very useful to reorganize your notes. So excellent question there, Orpheus. Let's see. Question by Mike. What kind of documents can you copy and paste into notes? Pretty much anything that is text-based. HTML or URLs will work. You can't put any images in there at this point in time. But pretty much anything that's text-based, anything you can put on your clipboard except for images will pretty much go in there, and so forth. Tony says, my screen doesn't look like yours. Is this something you customized? Well, let me do a couple things. First, this is a note that I've created. That's the first thing. Second is I expanded my note to be the full screen. And then thirdly, I clicked on the split screen. So those would be the three things that I have done. And this is, again, the Logos 4.6 update. To make sure that you have the 4.6, and that's probably a question you're asking now, Tony, is if you click the little question mark up here in the top right, if you click that and you go to About Logos Bible Software, the menu choice, you'll see real quickly what version you have. And there it is, 4.6. And you'll see the number there as well. And so that's a great way to tell you. So everything I have here is available to anyone who's already downloaded the 4.6 update. And if you're not sure if you have the update, just simply be connected to the internet and you can type in the simple tool, which is update now. So if you go to the command box and type in update now, helps to spell it correctly. There we go. If you type in update now in the command box and hit update now, that will then begin the download. So hopefully, Tony, that resolved your questions. Okay, so in summary, we now have 3 views. You can move your notes around both on the Mac and the PC. You must click one of the sections at the left in order to see it viewed at the right. Very helpful. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Lastly, notice at this point in time, there's no vertical scroll bar. So if your notes go way beyond the screen view, and I'll just demonstrate this, okay? The only way to get down there is to click in the box and then scroll down with your mouse or with your key arrow.